Hi, it's Artie from Brown Bear Herbs. Today I'm going to talk to you about my Take It Easy smoking blend. I'm going to talk about how the herbs in there are set up to help you quit tobacco in a easier way. But then I'm also going to talk about a few other ways that people use the Take It Easy herbal smoking blend. You could call them off-label uses. Anyway, so Take It Easy has mullein in it for your lung protection. That's been used historically by indigenous populations for lung healing and lung health. And I recommend not smoking anything without mullein in it. So whether you're smoking marijuana or CBD or some random flower or tobacco, I really recommend that you find a way to get some mullein in there because it's going to make your lungs a lot happier. So mullein, lobelia, catnip, skullcap, and rose. Lobelia interacts with the same neuroreceptors as nicotine. So when you smoke it, it makes your brain think that you've had your nicotine fix without having the addictive properties. So it has been used historically to help people quit tobacco. And you can totally take it as a tincture or a tea, but I made these blends smokable because I feel like a lot of people are looking for a substitution. And if you can have a substitution that is not addictive, then you can break your addiction and make it a lot easier. And then when you're having those times when you're stressed out and you want a cigarette and you're going to grab a cigarette anyways, you can grab one of the Brown Bear Herbs cigarettes, and then hopefully you will not restart your addiction, which you would most likely if you grab for just a pack of regular cigarettes. So lobelia is really great for that. I don't recommend smoking lobelia or intaking lobelia at the same time or in close proximity with regular tobacco. You can, I know people, we do some research with like these quitter questionnaires that we have, which if you're trying to quit smoking, that's a great way to get a discount on your herbal cigarettes, is to fill out information about how you're quitting smoking using our herbal smoking blends. So people write and they've told me that they'll use the Take It Easies to like increase the space in between their regular tobacco cigarettes. So there's different ways you can do all these, use these different smoking blends. You could just quit cold turkey and then use the Take It Easies to when you're really having strong cravings or nicotine withdrawal symptoms or just you're really jonesing. So that's an option. And then some people want to wean. So if you want to wean and you want to do it with it and you're really physically addicted, this is the cigarette for those people that are physically addicted. And some people, you know, I read a lot of stuff and I hear a lot of stuff about how tobacco addiction works. And I think we're all, like anybody who smokes is going to be addicted on a certain level, but there are plenty of people who, you know, they don't smoke all week long and then they'll smoke a pack as they're drinking. That's the True to You crowd. I really recommend True to You before you head out to the bars to drink or drink at home or drink with friends or whatever you're going to do, because that's a lot of people describe that. And that's going to be a lot easier to quit if you have those herbs on hand. And then if people who are sensitive to other people's energy and emotion and are emotionally very sensitive tend to smoke by themselves. That tends to be gentle and protective people. And the good way to wean with that is to roll your own and mix in tobacco with gentle and protective and less tobacco. But with Take It Easy, I recommend that you do not mix Take It Easy with tobacco because they're both interacting with those same neuroreceptors, and you can feel just like if you people that will say if you have the nicotine patch on and then you smoke at the same time, you can have some symptoms that you're not going to like and not good for you, maybe feeling nauseous, maybe other symptoms. Same thing. So you could smoke like a tobacco cigarette and then like when you're try to push your craving as far as possible and then smoke a Take It Easy. That's okay. But I wouldn't put Take It Easy in with tobacco. So that's my recommendation. And definitely don't smoke Take It Easy while you're on the patch, nicotine patch. No, you choose the nicotine patch, nothing else. Or you can try to use Take It Easy instead of the nicotine patch. That's my recommendation. So lobelia is great for that. And then the skullcap. Oh, first of all, there is some people, if you're just smoking lobelia or taking it as a tincture, if it can cause you to have nauseous symptoms. So catnip is in there partly because it helps avoid spasms in the intestines, in the digestive mucosa overall, not just your intestines. So that's nice to know about catnip for all those people out there who might have some on hand for their cats and you're having some tummy issues. You could try it as a tea. But it's also good. It really does make it so that people are unlikely to have side effects from the Take It Easies. Now, I was taking Take It Easies for a while myself, not for tobacco cessation, but for another reason. And eventually, after months, I did start to have a little bit of queasiness. It took a long time, that's kind of a typical thing with if you take an herb for several months, you might start to see some side effects, which are actually things that the herb is good for. It's a kind of like a approving in homeopathic, that's what they call it. Homeopathics, that's what they call it, like where if you take too much of something, you can start to see like what it can be good for. If that happens, if you can always write me, send me an email or DM or write a comment. I will respond faster to DMs or emails than comments, but you can contact me and ask me, say what's going on, and I'm happy to help you sort out like what symptoms might be coming from what place. But generally, if that happens, I would just take a little holiday from your Take It Easy. You might at that point try a different blend if you really want to have a cigarette, or you could just, take 4 days off and then start again, but with less. So try that. So catnip is also like a relaxing herb. It's a mild sedative, certainly stronger for cats. The effects are certainly stronger for cats. And then skullcap is a nervine. So that is good for prolonged stress of any kind. So if you are suffering from stress and that's why you're smoking, it's helpful, but also your body has experienced stress because of chronic smoking if you're addicted to tobacco. So it's restorative. It's going to help you recuperate, but it's also calming. So it's going to help you with the withdrawal symptoms. And those are historical uses for skullcap. And then finally, rose. Rose is really beautiful herb. It's so great for heart healing. And you might be wondering, like, well, where does that come in? Is that about like the cardiovascular damage that comes from smoking tobacco? Well, it could in part be helpful for that. But a lot of people smoke because they are trying to kind of mask their heart. They're kind of trying to give themselves some protection around their heart chakra. And the smoke, like a lot of crutches, a lot of coping mechanisms, it does do it in a certain way, but it has so many negative consequences. So it's initially, you do feel that sense of protection, but then it's causing damage. The smoking, chronic or habitual smoking, is causing damage to your heart chakra. So as you're working to get out of that addiction and out of that habit and transform smoking into something that you choose to do, like on occasion, on rare occasions for yourself, or when you're doing ceremonial work, some people like to smoke on those occasions, then as you're transitioning out of that, rose is there to kind of be like, do some heart healing for some of those underlying reasons that you might be smoking, can kind of heal your heart a little bit. So I love all those herbs, and they're really great for when you're physically really addicted. So like you pack-a-day smokers and work break smokers, this is the cigarette I would recommend to you first. Now later you might find that, I'm not feeling like so addicted anymore, but I'm still having trouble when I go out drinking. Then I would say true to you. Or you'd say, now I'm fine, except for when I'm like, go see my family and I get really upset emotionally. Then I'd say, okay, bring some gentle and protectives to see your family. Different herbs for different situations. So I love those. And then I will just say that I discovered that Take It Easy was really helpful for headaches associated with a car accident that I was in. So that, and then I also talked to other people who were having headaches. And it seemed to be helpful for people who are having headaches with a neck component, because lobelia is also helpful for asymmetrical spinal injury. So if you had whiplash and you didn't go like straight forward and back, you went to the side, then lobelia is a good helper for that. And then catnip is a small muscle relaxer. So it's just soothing or relaxing a little bit. Skullcap, again, stress of any kind, relaxing. And then mullein, actually, it's used for coughs, and coughs that are so aggressive that you can like break a rib or misplace a rib. So both lobelia and mullein, I feel like, are able to do micro adjustments. And so I recommend that as an off-label use if you're already smoking. You can also take it as a tea for this. And it's been helpful for people for headaches for that as well. If you have a headache related to a motor vehicle accident, like whiplash, any kind of neck injury, or just sleeping funny on your neck, you could try it. And guess what? If it works, it should work within like 30 to 60 seconds because you're not having to digest it. So that's the super cool thing about smoking. And you don't want to abuse smoking. You want to use it like carefully. It's, these herbs are non-addictive. So I'm confident that you're not going to start smoking all day long because of my smoking blends. But if you have that like oral fixation or something like that, and you just like to do that, you want to make sure that you moderate that behavior and change smoking so that you can use it selectively and heal whatever else needs to be healed. So yeah, many people have told me that has been helpful for them for headaches. And I just smoked one kind of just randomly. I was like, oh, I don't need this. I don't know if I'd ever smoked it. I'd had the blends for a while, and I just smoked it just to try it out, and my headache just went away. I've been having headaches like every day from a car accident, and then I didn't make the connection that it was from the cigarette until and then like the next day I smoked again and I was like, wait a second, this is awesome. So then I tried it out and I did use it over most days for several months, just like one cigarette a day to help with headaches. And nothing else would really help. Like over-the-counter stuff didn't help. And I don't really like to take stuff that's too much stronger, but I tried some things and nothing really helped. So those herbs were great allies for the headaches. And hopefully you won't have headaches every day like that. But even if you have the occasional crick in your neck, you could try it. And then please tell me your feedback. Whether feedback is positive or negative, I do appreciate the information so that I can really get a good sense of how these herbal smoking blends are helping people, or if there's any problems that I need to tweak things, or if people need to hear more about certain types of things that might come up. And then another thing that people tell me about Take It Easy, which I can get down with, is that they like to smoke it before bed to get out of their heads. And definitely don't smoke in bed. That's really not a good idea. But when we are doing writing the little messages, the little crutch messages that are in all the classic cigarettes, that's like where after you smoke, you can unroll the little paper tip and where you see the Bear logo, and then there's a little message for you there. In order to write those messages, like my team, whoever I'm working with at the time, we all smoke the blend, and then like kind of channel the information from the herbs, like what do the herbs want to share, like what are our bodies feeling when we're smoking these. And the Take It Easy one was kind of comical because it really does get you out of your head. And so we had the least amount to say about anything. It's a very grounding cigarette. So I could definitely see that being a benefit for some people who need grounding before sleeping. Or, if you're needing grounding in general. And I do think that's part of the work break type of feel to it, where you are, you know, like I think of people like work in the kitchens or fast-paced situations, and they're like get really frustrated and hot from that environment, and they kind of feel like their head's gonna explode. And then to like take, instead of going out and having tobacco, go out and have a take it easy, and it does help you take it easy. Anyways, so that's Take It Easy, and it is my top pick for people that are tobacco smokers that are very physically addicted. It happens, and it can unhappen. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please leave comments. And if you know somebody who you would love to see them quit tobacco, but they're having a hard time, please share this video with them. I also do one-on-one herbal consultations. Please contact me directly through my website for that. I hope you have a great day.